Tokyo nights, neon lights, lost in the city, another life. Drinking sake, feeling right. Got faded in Japan, what a sight.
What's up, faders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Faded Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Faded Japan is about two dudes, booze, Japan, and the man here, the news. And faders, this is episode number 723, which is a very lucky number, and we are all very lucky to have the man, the myth, the legend, DEMSKY on the show once again. DEMSKY, welcome to Got Faded Japan.
Good to see you, man.
Man, it is great to see you, man. I mean, you're so busy touring all over the country, all over the world, that for you to make the time to come here and Got Faded Japan, I am just honored. My heart is crying in joy right now.
Hey, same here. Same here. I'm just happy to be with you.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking right now. I've got a huge thing, a huge project that I'm doing in a couple of weeks. So I've got a little bit of a kind of coffee water. I don't know. It's embarrassing. But you're drinking, and hi, kampai, my friend.
Kampai. Cheers. There
we go. So you've been on the show 3 times.
Yeah.
And since then, I think we have a tremendous amount of faders that are like listening and watching us on Got Faded Japan. And I think right now would be a great opportunity to actually review everything that you've done in your past, your present, and your very bright future. So if you don't mind, do you mind if I kind of like open the book of DEMSKY?
Go for it. Open it up.
Do you mind? Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask you questions, and I know the answers, but I'm going to pretend like I don't.
All right, go for it.
So, DEMSKY,
Acting 101, right?
Yes. So you were born in Canada, in the beautiful city of Toronto.
Toronto, Canada.
Go
Yeah.
Blue Jays. Yeah, we're neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love Toronto, by the way. It's one of my favorite cities in the whole world.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. It's very lucky, very multicultural.
Very much.
And
good restaurants, too.
Yeah, I think that's when you have that multicultural vibe, you're just going to get all the food together, all the good authentic spots, but also the fusion spots as well, and it's delicious. This toque is from like an Italian joint because it was that damn good.
Awesome. Yeah, my original memories of Toronto is being a little kid and going up there for Boxing Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we go up there for Boxing Day, and then when I got a little older in my teens, I go to Toronto for the raves because some of the best raves. I don't think Toronto's the Midwest. Would it be considered the East? Because I'm from the Midwest, but anyway, the best raves were in Toronto because Toronto in the 1990s had jungle music.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. The East would never call us the East. The West will never call us the West. Even the middle part, we would never be recognized. So in a funny way, we are kind of the South, which is very weird to say about Canadians. I'm from southern Canada.
So you can say that, but I can't. Is that like one of those things?
The dirty South.
If the dirty American says it is bad. No. Oh, what did you say about Toronto, motherfucker?
Yeah, what is that?
But yeah, no. I used to go to a lot of like jungle raves back in the day in Toronto because all the UK junglists, all the DJs and MCs like DJ Hype, LSD, all those guys, Mickey Finn, would go to Toronto. For some reason, they would never go to Detroit or Chicago or anything, but they go to Toronto. So to listen to jungle music, you had to go to Toronto. So me and my friends would pack in somebody's car and we'd go like take the trip up there, and it was fantastic. It was a really, really good time.
Yeah, it's a good city for music. Usually, like a lot of DJs or artists will go like Toronto, Montreal. But you know what's funny? The one of the best gems is Ottawa. In some ways, yeah, because you think, you know, these amazing DJs come. They want to play like a third show in Canada. What's close to it? There's the capital of Canada, Ottawa.
That's right, it's the capital.
So you get a DJ like DJ Qbert, you know, big
Qbert, yeah, right? San Francisco,
and he's playing literally the smallest club in the world
with the most amount of people.
Yeah, but like they try to make it work and they love it. So it's like this kind of hidden gem in some ways in a very conservative city. But man, they throw it down. They really throw it down.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a professional musician here in Japan, and is that where you got your start, in Toronto?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, played with friends, you know, very basic story. Played with friends. It was what you did, you know. Some friends play soccer, football. played music with my buddies, and then it got more and more serious, and I got into jam band music, so like funk, funk, rock, you name it, even some bluegrass a little here and there.
Whoa.
And that taught me a lot. I got to tour all over Canada, play in the northeast of the States, a lot in like Pennsylvania, Philly, Boston, New York.
Wow.
And that was my best lessons. You know, I played 3-hour sets and learned how to just like listen to other musicians very well. Yeah.
What instrument did you play back then?
Bass.
You played bass.
Yeah,
well, that makes a lot of sense. So you went from playing bass to DJing?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, the thing is, I always played this music, this ambient music. Mm-hmm. But, I always played this ambient music, but I just didn't have enough gear to make what I personally wanted. Like, I wanted maybe, like, more folky kind of things, but I didn't have the acoustic guitar or this kind of music equipment, this like music interface or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So all I had was my computer. So I just that's how I started. I downloaded Reason and started making these ambient kind of sounds.
Reason. Wow. I remember Reason.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And then I kept making that on the side, kept growing. And then 4 years ago, I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to do this on my own. And let's see if I can play this live. And switched over to Ableton because that's way better for live settings. And my first ever show, you had Justin on recently. He actually gave me my first ever DEMSKY show.
Justin from More Than Music.
From More Than Music.
Great guy.
And he gave me my first ever show in Tokyo, and very grateful for that. Learned a lot. It was very basic, very simple. And 4 years later, I got like 5-6 countries in me. This year I played about 40 shows, and it's getting wild. Yeah, it's getting really wild.
Wow. Okay, that is awesome. Oh my gosh, that 40 shows in 1 year. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're definitely going to talk about that. Yeah. I'm getting anxiety just thinking about that. I've been on tour before Corona quite a bit, and 40 shows. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The longest I was on tour was 3 weeks. And 3 weeks being on tour nearly killed me. You get to the point where it's just like you go to places and they don't have any food and you just drink beer.
Yeah.
And you do that for like 5-6 days. You're like, oh my God, I haven't had anything to eat except for candy bars.
Well, that's like, how many shows did you do in 3 weeks?
Let's see. I did, let's see, Paris. I did Athens. I did Berlin, and I did Amsterdam. And for Paris, I did one show. For every country, I did one show except for Amsterdam. And Amsterdam, it was just full on every single night. I have like a great I had great management over there. And pretty much like, oh, you're booked for this show, but if you want, we can get you all these other shows. I'm like, I'll paint anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll paint. And even if I don't have paint, I've got blood. And that's all I need, you know? And they're like, good. Very good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't sound like a happy good, but okay.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't that much. But the thing is, it's just like when you go there, you know, when you go on tour, you're kind of like the famous guy kind of thing. I'm not famous, but the thing is, like, you're there, they take you out, and every night they have like a dinner or something planned for you or something.
Totally.
There's always something planned and stuff. So I guess I do eat, but awesome. I want to talk about your music now.
Go for it. Yeah.
Now, I just heard I've known your music for ages, and I just heard your latest album, and your latest album is just absolutely, wow, it's different. It's really different.
It's very different.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Richie Houghton when he was Plastic Man.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like not like a minimalist Plastic Man. It's like Plastic Man with like a really live electric soul.
Yeah.
You know, because like your songs, you can listen to them and you can dance to them, you can think to them, you can work to them. It's just like, I mean, they're really full on, but it's got that minimal kind of like Plastic Man-esque to it. You know, I don't know how to describe it. It's so mathematical too. There's so many layers and so many things going on where it's just mind blowing. You know, I found it really, really exciting to listen to your music. It was really cool. My favorite track was Revolver.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, when I listened to all of them, I liked them all. They're all great. But Revolver, I think, was definitely my favorite. I love that the sample that you took from that. It was like some kind of a movie from the 70s or something.
That's right, Network.
Yeah, Network. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mad as hell, and I ain't gonna take it anymore. Yeah. So I mean, that was great. When I heard that, I was like, I know this voice. I know this. I don't. That's kind of cool, you know. And it just worked out so well. And And another thing about your album is that I think it's a concept album.
It will always be a concept album.
Okay,
for sure.
Great. I thought so.
Has to be.
It has. Oh, great.
It has to be. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. There's no when you make I cannot release something that doesn't feel like a novel. You know, or a story. You know?
Yeah. Well, I didn't get a novel. I got like an adventure.
Yeah.
You know, like an epic audio adventure. You know, remember like those little like records that you used to buy when you're a little kid, and it's like, all right, kids, turn to page number 1.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there's dinosaurs. Roar! But it's like that with beats and good music.
Yeah. No, it's pretty. For the most part, it's like in some ways, it's a very dark album.
Oh,
it's very dark. It's very it should be very beautiful at times, but it's got to be very dark. So Revolver, the idea of Revolver is like the idea of the Russian roulette. Like you spin like the barrel, kind of. You don't know when it's gonna like.
They know Russian roulette.
Okay. The bullet's gonna hit. All right, fair enough.
It's got fit in Japan.
Yeah. So like it actually is about the guy 2 years ago on Halloween. That was dressed as Joker. Remember that guy?
I never met him, but I know him.
Never met him, right? So
we covered him on the show.
Yeah, so you cover him on the show, and then like I was on the train just before him.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was on my way to. I'm like, what? Why isn't this train moving? I got to meet my friends for beer. Like you know, you're meeting your friends for doing whatever, and I like literally just missed that train.
Wow,
and then that happened, and the guy had the most honest answer. And he's like, listen, I lost my job. I have no one to talk to, all this stuff. And I just had to let it out. And it was just so honest. And I felt him. And no one actually was like listening to him. So that was the idea of Revolver. It was the idea of that. It was that one shot, the one bullet in the gun kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then if the beginning is kind of dark, but the end is like the idea of like, I guess, America in the sense of, everyone's always expressing their opinion in the U.S. Maybe way too much, right? Mm-hmm. But at least they rest their mind, when they do that, right? Mm-hmm. Here, it's like I want to show people that they can rest their head and just talk about it, so you don't have to explode, and that's the idea behind it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like so the ending should be very beautiful because you let it out and then you can live a normal life and grow, That's it. There you go.
So that's Revolver. What about the rest of the album? The album, the title is The Man Who Touched the Paper Sun?
Oh, The Man of Science Who Travels to the Paper Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more of my like so the Man of Science is this Mr. Know-It-All guy because everyone thinks they know everything now.
Oh yeah. I've got Google.
Right? So like I want you to, in a sense, kind of picture it as like, is it not Alice in Wonder, Wizard of Oz.
Uh-huh.
Where the first part's black and white and then goes into color?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So like the Man of Science is like this really rigid, like I only think this one way. And then when he gets to the paper sun, it opens up into this land of wonder. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like that. It's kind of like my homage to Wizard of Oz in that sense of the idea of like, oh, I have so much more to learn and stuff like that, right? And so it's like the cover art, everything is based upon that.
Okay, excellent. And for all you faders that are watching us on YouTube, and you should be watching us on YouTube, here is an image. It's actually a flyer for your upcoming show. But it's very psychedelic, and it's the man that's trying to touch the sun.
So that's the Man of Science, right? And he's actually finally opening up his ears and just listening a lot more, and then heading straight to that paper sun, which is like full of magic and wonder, which is a beautiful thing.
Wow, that is so cool. Speaking of beauty, this is a beautiful album cover. Who did this?
Maybe you know him. He's in the art community. Alex Osmos. He does a lot of art.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, so I asked him to do the cover, to do the kind of the art inside for the insert and everything, and he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, so every part of the image represents a song. So the car is from a song called Think Vast, which is essentially, you can think of it as like, why am I forgetting that movie with Johnny Depp in the car in Las Vegas?
Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
So the idea is like driving through the desert in pure darkness, and then slowly you see a creeping light appear, and that's Vegas, and it gets wild. So like you're just stuck with your thoughts and nowhere to run with your thoughts, and then it's all lost because it's like you've been to Vegas. It's like
many times.
Craziness on both sides, and you just can't think, or you're just like in wonder, and then you just drive out of the city back into darkness. And that's my oldest song. That's like 14 years old, and I never felt now was the right time to release it.
Wow. Did you update it or something? Or like
updated it a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Did you have any influences, like audio influences to this album? Because it's just like I heard a lot of Plastic Man, but I also heard like a lot of other like really interesting things. Like I said, your music is very mathematical. There's like a lot of things that are precisely going on. I mean, actually, to be honest, you're kind of like a mad scientist of music.
I would hope.
You know, I can imagine you in one of those studios that have like pianos and keyboards and guitars and all sorts of machines like that make music with wires all over the place, and you're just like wearing like some kind of like a white coat, and you're like,
Eventually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hiding like cables under my hat, here, but no, it's they're all I don't know how to say it. They're all my babies, and I just, whatever comes out. Like Continuum is like the single that's gonna be released next week. Is
cool.
It's just based off of like Daft Punk. Crescendos. That song, Crescendos?
I know Daft Punk.
Where it feels like it's always rotating and growing and growing. It sounds like you're turning the pages of a book. That's it. That's the feeling of the track. There's no deep meaning within that. It just feels like you're just evolving, and it's going and going and going, like the gears of a clock. And that's it.
Oh, that's wild. How long? I know you've got one track that you launched that is that's 14 years old, but how long have you been working on this album?
This album, probably a year and a half or so.
Year and a half.
Wow. But yeah, it's been done for a while, actually. It's just like, as you know, with any form of art, it's a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to release it. I want to like do it properly. So
that's the way to do it. Awesome. And you've been touring all year. And when you tour, do you just play this album, or do you play a lot of different stuff, or how does that work?
Well, because
your music is really hands-on. There's a lot going on. You've got a lot of stuff that you're dealing with.
Well, no, that's my jam band roots there, right? I want to make every show completely different.
I got to let her out. Give me a second.
Yeah.
We'll edit this on in post.
Yeah, no problem.
I've got a little feline that wants to move. Here's the door. There you go. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I think she finds this conversation boring. She's like, "Where's the news?" Jaja, this is the news.
Yeah.
So when you tour, you play like a lot of your old tracks, these tracks, or like how does it work?
Yeah, the way I said it,
I will find out, but I'm going to your show.
Yeah, well, like when I set up the Ableton, I put all my tracks in there, and I make it so it's very easy for me to pick on stage what I want to do. So kind of DJ Jazzy Jeff said it best. He was like, it's like, I don't know what I'm playing. I have to listen to the audience on stage when I'm playing. Cool. And then it's and then that's when I decide what I want to do next. Like I just look at what the crowd is feeling. So every show's gonna be completely different.
Nice. You got to go to all the shows.
And that's it. That's it. Like I'm gonna do bust outs, and I'm gonna do songs I haven't played in like maybe a year, and I want to make it feel like. Yeah, like you're always going to find something new, and it's always going to be a different story. So like you said, cool. It's like choose your own adventure kind of style.
Nice. Now, did I say that in the last interview? Maybe I did. I don't know. I was drinking.
who knows?
Oh man. And okay, so now let's talk about touring. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've toured all over Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any major difference between Tokyo and other parts of Japan? Like, is the audience different? Is the sound different, or is it generally pretty unified?
It's very different. Tokyo's a different beast altogether. I think Osaka is like that as well. It's just because it's so big that there are so many different communities within it that it's hard to it's hard to navigate. You have to be picky of which community you want to play in. When you're in a smaller town, like I was in Onomichi, Tokushima, Wakayama.
Yeah.
There's one, maybe two communities, and they're tight and they're big, and they all support each other, and everyone gets involved. Like whether you're doing like music or art or food, and it's incredible. And it's really, really like everyone is just so appreciative that you're there. I love it. Tokyo's fantastic, but yeah, it's like any big city. You have to work for it, right?
Wow, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Wakayama was like that in the other parts of Japan. Like, I mean, when I used to paint live, like all the time, I mean, I still do in Tokyo, but yeah, I mean, the only difference between like Tokyo and I only painted in Tokyo and Okinawa and Osaka, but the difference between Tokyo and Okinawa was Okinawa had a lot of soldiers.
Yeah.
I went there, I'm like, wait a second, is this New York?
They had such a great balance of food. I loved it there. It was like I couldn't get my Japanese food, but I know the taco is always there, the burrito. So I love Okinawa. I love it. Yeah, it's like, again, I'm Canadian, right? So I get a little bit of America. I get two different countries that I'm a part of. You know?
Yeah.
So
Okinawa's
it's really great.
Yeah, have you ever tried umeshu?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Wait, is it the one that's the one that's from Okinawa, right? Is it umeshu?
No, it's Aomori.
Aomori, that's it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Here, give me your beer. I need to start drinking.
Yeah. You.
No. Aomori. Yeah, I loved Aomori when I went there. I never drink it outside of Okinawa, but when I'm in Okinawa, it's in abundance there. So when I went there, I was just like, I'll take that stuff. And yeah, that's fantastic. What are your thoughts on that? You like it? It's kind
nice.
of strong.
It's strong. It's like
it's
it's their vodka. You know.
Yeah.
They throw it down. They throw it down there.
They definitely do. They know how to party in Okinawa, faders.
Yeah. It's fantastic. The drinking culture is amazing. I hope to do a future tour. I want to go in the wintertime. I want to start in Hokkaido. Like,
wait, you're gonna go to Hokkaido in the winter? That's Canada cold.
I've only been there in the winter.
Oh, really?
I love it. I think it's amazing. The food is incredible.
Oh, yeah. The seafood is great.
And I want to literally go from Hokkaido and then fly directly down to Okinawa in the same tour. And I want to call it the Hot and Colds tour. And that's like a dream tour for me. Like, that's something I'm looking to work on. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, the Atsu Sumitai tour, Atsu Samui tour or something.
Atsu Sumitai?
Yeah.
Atsu Sumitai tour?
Or Samui tour, yeah, I guess. Anyway, so like, it has to be in the winter, of course, because I want to go from the snow to like
the beach,
straight up beach. You know,
you're gonna get sick. It sounds like a good idea right now. Like halfway through the tour, you're like, I think I got influenza.
I want to see what the flight is like. You know, all the like Hokkaido people like just so happy to go down to Okinawa.
Oh my god!
I think it'd be
like,
amazing.
Are you on vacation too? You're like, no, I'm working. Oh man, and okay, so touring in Japan is amazing. Now you've toured in other countries in Asia too.
Yeah.
Actually, you've toured pretty much all over the Americas, all over Asia. Have you been to Europe yet?
Yeah, I played for the DEMSKY project. I played Poland and Czechia. Wow. And I'm looking to go back there next year. That's the goal for next year. But we'll see. Like after the big show, I'm going to take a nice break and I'm going to just like, you know, eat well, relax and kind of just rejuvenate and then go at it again. But like just a bit more smart. Like this year was more like, let's just see how far I can push it.
You pushed it pretty far. You pushed it like, I mean, the Rolling Stones in like the 80s. So like, We got nothing to do. We got no new songs. Let's just tour.
Yeah, no, I was just like sending out emails, and then everyone was just saying, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And then I'm like, all right, great. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to actually do this? I'm like, oh shit. So it was a lot, but it was maybe good at time management.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to know more about it because I mean I've been on tour. I've been going on tour. Well, not anymore, I guess, but hopefully in the future. But yeah, from like 2012 was my first time leaving Japan on tour, and right before the pandemic, actually, like the week that all the airports were closing, I was supposed to go to Berlin. Right? And I was just calling the promoters. I was just like, should I go? They're like, yeah, Johnny, just get to the airplane. Everything will be cool. Don't worry. I'm like, all right, great. Everything's cool. And then the next day I'm like, hey, bossy, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's cool. Yeah, don't worry. And then like one day before, like everything closed down, he's like, hold on a second, Johnny. I was like, bossy, come on. You got to tell me, man. And yeah, after that, things changed, as we know. But yeah, going on tour for me was, I mean, it was so punk rock. I mean, it was so punk rock going on tour, and I loved every second of it.
It's hard, but you know what? When you sit like at maybe it's a cafe, or you sit by a river in like a different city or town, and then you're like, I'm fucking here.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Cool.
And when you just have that's all you
selfie.
need, really. Just one moment. I better capture this with a selfie.
Hey, dudes, loving Berlin. Life is good. Having some Wiener Schnitzel. Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, for me, I always got, not always, but sometimes I got an option. They're like, oh, do you need some kind of a hotel, or do you mind staying at a promoter's house? Or I have a friend who has guest room. It's up to you. I'm like, I'm going to stay at somebody's place. You know, I wanted to get the full experience. So, I mean, I slept on floors, sofas, guest room. I mean, I slept everywhere, and I loved it, you know, because in that experience, I got to really experience the countries that I was staying at. How about for you? When you go on tour overseas, is it the same thing, or do they give you hotels, or?
Yeah, it's both. It's always a mix, right? In Prague, it was a hotel. Poland, I just stayed with good friends. It was half-half. Half-half. I was there. I played about 5-6 shows in Poland, all over the place.
Wow.
And yeah, it was fantastic. You're right. Like, you want the full experience, right? Go to the grocery store with them, just see what's there.
Yeah, grocery stores.
Like, just look at the fucking cheese selection and
yes!
bread and like
Europeans know how to rock cheese.
Like, I don't even need to eat it. I'm just like, buy it for my friends. Like, that's so,
I think that's like, illegal to bring that overseas.
No. I mean, like, I'm just gonna buy it for you guys.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then leave it. Yeah, no.
You don't get busted at customs for cheese. Oh, dude, DEMSKY, he's in jail for what? Cheese. Yeah, stinky cheese with mold.
Yeah.
It's actually a fact. You can get in trouble for bringing cheese. They tell you that at the airport. You're like, what cheese? Fuck that. I got cheese in my pocket.
I think miso is more dangerous, right? Miso is a big one.
Is it really? Miso?
Miso, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you can see it. Like, when you go to the airport, you'll see like they'll show a picture of, like, no jars. You know, that like square jar of miso, that cube.
Really, miso's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Don't bring it over.
Wow, the things you
learn.
Straight to the pen. Yeah, the things you learn on Got Faded Japan. Oh my goodness. Now, what about like in Asia? Like, Asia's kind of new for you. I mean, outside of Japan, of course, to tour around in. So, which countries have you been to?
Right now, so I was in Taiwan. Cool. I'll probably go back soon.
Nice.
I was in Malaysia.
Wow.
And actually, Malaysia just started as like just vacation. You know, just like, I love Kuala Lumpur. Good food, good culture. It's like, kind of reminds me of home. Has that multiculturalism, like Asia multiculturalism. And then I just got like, you know, I get really into it, and I'm like, what do they have a music scene? What's it like?
They do.
Started researching, and I found the best communities.
Really?
Absolute best communities, and they really were welcoming, helped me out. And it's sometimes hard. It's a very conservative country. It's very Muslim, right? So like there could be crackdowns from the police and stuff like that. But there are some communities that are like tightly knit in like really cool parts of towns. Like it looks like an abandoned area, but they turn it into this whole art community with museums, studios, record shops, and everything. And I played 3 shows out there. 2 of them sold out.
Nice.
And
of course they did.
Not the biggest crowd, but it was like very welcoming, and it's just young people wanting to hear fresh sounds and ideas, and so open to it, and it was absolutely incredible.
That's awesome.
So that, and then next month I'm off to Thailand, and I'm playing their biggest festival out there.
That is awesome. I love Thailand so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I gain like 50 pounds every time I go there.
I'm sure. It's very, very excited for it. So gonna be out there for 3 weeks. Half
No, let's talk about the food.
Yeah. Hey, I just want a really
good.
I just want a really spicy papaya salad.
Uh-huh.
That's I love that stuff.
Oh my God, dude, I gained so much weight. My wife and I would go there. She goes there for the shopping. I'm there just to eat and drink beer. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, so good. So okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. So it'll be my first time in Thailand, and it's one of the biggest festivals out there called Wonder Fruit.
Wow.
And
good name.
they gave me this ambient stage set where essentially it's a lot of work for me too. They want me to separate my sound into as many channels as possible. So I'm going to separate into 10 channels, and they literally have this crazy system that is going to take all my sounds and just bounce them around the room. So it's going to be a really, really incredible, trippy experience. I have like an hour sound check to just like hear how I want to position all those sounds. And really, really looking forward to that. It's a really cool challenge. And it's it's also a different set. So like I'm very proud of what I've done with that idea of that hippie jam band, play any set list you want, because now I can cater to what they, to anyone, what they want. Like I could do a harder kind of down tempo hip hop kind of thing, or I can go straight ambient. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I wrote up a set list for this one because I have to actually organize and plan this one out properly. So
wow, that's gonna be incredible, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be incredible. How long are you gonna be out there for?
3 weeks.
Wow, 3 weeks. You're gonna get so fat.
And
the food is so good in Thailand.
So just promise me I'll come back on the show and make sure you catch me rolling into the room, okay?
I'll be drinking then.
Right.
I might be just as big. I'm like, hey man, we're fat. We're the fat boys.
The fat boys.
Oh man. Oh dude, that's awesome. That is so incredible. I'm so happy for you, man.
Thank you.
That's great, man. Because I've kind of seen. Well, I have seen your career completely progress to where it is now, and it's just. I mean, 40. Oh my God, 40 places in 1 year is just. Oh my God, that's uncanny.
Very lucky guy. Very lucky. I've met some good people. They treated me well.
That is great. When you meet people, like, how do you connect with them? Do you use like Instagram, Facebook, Resident Advisor, all of the above? Just use Google?
Yeah, Google. Mostly, I would say email and Instagram for the most part. Sometimes Facebook, and that's it. Like, just send to everyone, and see what bites. Right? Wow. And I plan on. Yeah, I want to tackle some prefectures I haven't hit up yet, like Shimane, Tottori, Miyagi, and not Miyagi, Iwate.
Iwate,
yeah, just because no one talks about them, but I know that they got something there.
They got something.
Yeah, they're
or you
hiding
can start something there.
Yeah, honestly, like I was in Fukui, and you would never know it, but they have an amazing music scene there. It's incredible. Wakayama as well. They had the best like DJ bars and like a museum where you can play music. It's right by the beach. It's really, really cool stuff. And they just keep it to themselves. And that's really something,
Yeah, that's honorable. Well, can I ask, what is like the most bizarre place that you played at? Like, did you play at like maybe an abandoned police station, or I guess like a school where kids are like running around or something? Or...
When I was playing bass, for
in Japan.
In Japan, with this one Japanese artist, and then I played in Prague. It was my first time we played in an abandoned church.
An abandoned church.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like the church was abandoned, but they moved the actual church just to the side to this small like little hut kind of thing. So like if you wanted to use the washroom, you actually have to walk through the church where there's service happening at that time.
We were seeing like a baptism or something. Like,
yeah, it's
sorry,
like
I'm
really...
gonna take a leak.
Yeah, and then we're playing this just abandoned part of the church, and it was all DIY, and that was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions for like the faders. Like for all you faders that want to start music in Japan or want to come to Japan and like start something here, like in your opinion, what does it take to become a professional musician in Japan?
I think it's like anywhere, right? It's you just need to try for the most part, don't you think? It's like I just think you need to push at it, and if you really want it, set a goal and then write down how can I reach this goal, and then okay, I need to contact these kind of people, make a massive list of as many people as possible and just email all of them and see what bites. And you got to try things, right? Because my first year I literally tried every single room. I played every kind of show, and then now I'm at the point where I'm like, my sound works with this type of room and this type of ambiance. That's it, really. Awesome. You have to find your niche, right?
Just keep on doing it.
But you have to keep on doing it first and try. Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. Okay. And all right. So if somebody wants to do music with other people in Japan, you just recommend just sending out masses, like just a whole like spider web of like emails, and just wait for somebody to like contact you.
Yeah. But you know, like when I played out in Poland, pretty much I looked at all these venues that I liked. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I went on Facebook and I looked at their events, their event pages, right? So look at that. And then you can
research.
Research. And then you
build connections.
You'll see the promoters, or you'll see artists, and just look at what the artists are creating. And then like, this artist is fucking dope. I want to play with them. I'm going to reach out to them. And you reach out to the artists that you feel you would best connect with, or the promoters you would. And then, you know, again, let's say you send out 100 emails. I would say you'll get like, let's say 10 replies, 15 replies. That's great.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty damn good, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, that's maybe 10, possibly 5 to 10 gigs.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a start, and then that's how you progress. And then, again, you build a community like that. And that same Polish artist, I brought him over to Japan and gave him a hell of a tour over here. And that's what it's all about, just building community.
Excellent. And okay, when you do go on tour, what are some things that you need to bring? Like, for example, of course you need to bring your audio equipment, but what are some other things that you could recommend for somebody that's just going to go on tour now? Or maybe they're going to come to Japan for the first time and they're going to go on tour, like maybe to like 3 or 4 different cities or something.
You don't have to bring a lot of t-shirts. Bring like just one solid t-shirt. You don't need to wash so often. Like some good pants. yeah, like this. You know, I wear this on tour. Like, you know, a lot of underwear, socks. That's always needed.
But what about merch?
Merch? So merch for me, I got my vinyl. I got my new vinyl coming out. It looks amazing.
I want one.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible, actually. It's a clear disc. Yeah, it's really, really something. And I got socks on the way.
You got socks?
Yeah, I got...
You got a sock guy.
Yeah,
wow.
so
I don't even have a sock guy.
So that song, the man of science travels to the paper sun. The man of science, I'm going to call the socks the man of socks. And that's it. It's such a stupid name, but I love it.
That's pretty bad,
and
right?
It's just like this.
Gotta be honest with you.
This guy on it. But yeah, it's so bad.
I can imagine something. The man of socks? No, socks.
The man of socks. Yeah, I'm like, it's so stupid that I love it.
Dude. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll buy a pair.
I'm going to call it the man of socks. And Yeah, and then together it'll be and a sticker. Good stick, good stickers always go a long way. Right?
So why not t-shirts?
It's hard. I don't think I can pull off a good t-shirt design. I think it's just
What? You got this. Dude, look at this. Dude, I got a t-shirt guy.
You got a t-shirt guy?
Dude, I have
don't know.
t-shirt guy.
I'll
Dude,
think of it.
Look at this. This is one of my paintings. Yeah, my t-shirt guy made me a bunch of these, which is on my website. It's built in.
That is a great t-shirt.
But look at the quality. Look at all the colors. Look at all the colors that's in there.
That is very good.
Yeah, this is an
With
extensive...
a link below right here.
Yeah, right? And you can get yours from here. But no, I mean, look at the quality. So, I mean, you could absolutely get this picture, like the graphic for your album on like a shirt just like this.
You know what? I've
Easily.
never felt confident enough to make a t-shirt design.
Really?
Personally.
Just use this.
I should. I know.
Just use
but
this.
I don't know.
You'll probably sell
I'll think
more
about
albums.
it. Like I would like to do a toque. If I did a toque, where
Toque could be dope,
with
especially
like
now.
again, like just like the car or like the man right here, or something like that.
What if it just said like DEMSKY and like kind of like old like 1970s like font?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But it's like, yeah, I wanted to still have the concept within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I hear what you mean. Yeah, right. And also, the car, the license plate says DEMSKY on it. So.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So it is customized.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Viva Las Vegas, dude! Dude, you shouldn't have said that because now everybody that buys your album, they'll be like, "So that is the car from Leaving Las Vegas."
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Did I say Leaving Las Vegas
Leaving
before?
Las
I
Vegas.
did. Totally different movie. Have you seen that movie?
No.
So depressing. Oh my god. All right, don't watch it. Yeah. It's a heartache. Yeah, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I even read the book. How come I mixed it up?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty late. But yeah, awesome. Okay, now finally I need you to plug.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can people find out about you? How can people book you? And where can people buy your merchandise? Of course, it's all going to be in the show notes. If you go to the show notes, it's right there. But I want you to say it just to remind everybody where they need to go.
All right. So pretty much, if you just type in DEMSKY, you're going to find probably 3 people. Okay. One's me, right? The other one's like a Spanish guy. He's a Spanish graffiti artist.
Oh, that's
He's
cool.
really cool. And you know what? When I was on Twitter, I had the at DEMSKY and stuff like that. And people would tag me all the time for his events in like New York and stuff. I would just always retweet them. I'm like, that's fine with me. Like, that's cool. Pay it forward to a fellow DEMSKY. It's very rare to come across.
Nice.
So it's that or my brother. My brother will be up there as well, right?
You don't retweet him, do you?
I'll retweet him. I'll retweet.
All right, Charles.
I'll respect all the DEMSKYs, right? So any one of those is fine. That's how I see it. And not being great. But yeah, DEMSKY or DEMSKY music. And then pretty much it's everywhere.
That's fantastic, man. That's great. Faders, you know where to go. I mean, dude, I'm serious, dude. Your music is really good. I mean, it gives me like goosebumps, dude. It's great. It's great driving music. It's great working music. It's great dancing music. It's just all around great music, And the thing is, like, I mean, every musician that I have on this podcast is great. Everybody I've always respected. I love their music. But I mean, dude, seeing your career just progress and your music just get better and better. Because, your last stuff was great. And this is even better, dude. Actually, to be honest, I can't even imagine. I'm going to start crying. I'm like, what's he going to do in the future? He's got nowhere to go.
The next one's already in the works.
What?
And it's actually some of the tracks. What I've been doing actually each year is I've been going up to Nagano.
Love Nagano.
Yeah, renting a cottage.
You do? Oh my god, my wife and I, we did that in Niigata, right next to Nagano, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like the best place up there. Oh my god, it's so enchanting.
It's so awesome. It's silent. And just get like a big bottle of like Nihonshu, some sake. And then like just learn like a new technique.
Yeah.
And I wrote some really cool stuff that I'm really excited about. And again, they're still young. Like the stories develop with time, but the ideas are there, and they're really they're really exciting. I'm really excited to release that whenever that comes, and maybe in a couple years or so.
Wow. So, all right, another thing to have if you come to Japan and you want to be a musician is drive. A lot of drive. More passion than you can even fathom. Oh, my God, dude. And you've got it. Yeah, I mean, you just launched. You haven't even launched this yet. You're just releasing, the first track, what, last week?
Next week.
Oh, well, I kind of got a preview.
Yeah. You got the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So in the future, faders, this will be available to you guys. And, oh my goodness. And so you're going to launch that, and you're already working on, like, the next album. That is wild, dude. The Beatles didn't even do that. The Beatles like, oh, we just finished this album. Let's chill for a year or two.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to catch up with someone like Jimi Hendrix then, who released like how many albums in 4 years or something. Like he had what was it? It was 1966 to 1970, and his collection is just insane.
How many did he release?
Oh, I don't know, like so many, and it's
really?
like, yeah, He's an inspiration a long time ago. And just like, yeah, the amount of content he just released out there before he passed away, which is the day before my birthday, right? So I always remember that. Yeah. So, but he was the man. He had soul. He put everything in his guitar.
Yeah. No, I love Hendrix. Actually, I know a lot about. Okay, I know a lot about Hendrix, but I know even more about Miles Davis.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I love Davis. Miles Davis is my man, dude. I'm going to give you a book. You got to read the book. His autobiography is absolutely spectacular. It's one of like the greatest books I've ever read in my life. It's like definitely like the top 3.
Very cool.
Oh my God, it's just called Miles. Just Google it, right? And it's his autobiography. You'll find it anywhere. Amazon, hello. But yeah, dude, he was good friends with Jimi Hendrix to the point where Jimi Hendrix started sleeping with his girl. And Miles Davis is like, man, I can't believe Jimmy's sleeping with Foxy. But it's Jimmy, so I guess it's okay. You know, you're just like, wow, he really loves Jimi Hendrix. And the thing is, Jimi Hendrix was in London, and Miles Davis was on his way to London because they were going to start making music together. Because at that time, Miles Davis, he loved the guitar so much, but he loved the trumpet so much more, where basically he wanted to play the trumpet. Well, actually, he did. He played the trumpet like a guitar, electric guitar. Yeah. So he had his trumpet hooked up to a wah-wah pedal. Wow. And if you listen to a Bitches Brew, there you go. You can hear it and stuff. Actually, that and on the corner. But anyway, like, I mean, he was going to like probably even release like a new album with Jimi Hendrix, right? And before Jimi Hendrix shockingly and suddenly passed away. Dude, that would have changed music. Because Miles Davis absolutely revolutionized music at least 3 or 4 times. You know, I mean, he completely revolutionized. Don't get me started. And Miles Davis, no, somebody stop me. The ramble won't stop. But I mean, if him and Hendrix got together right now, we would be listening to music, which is way better than what we're listening to. You know? We probably wouldn't have all that pop music.
Oh, well.
The pop bands and stuff. Like, I mean, everybody probably would have just, like, progressed, like, 100 years. We're like, pop bands? Pff, oh, man, that was like a...
Well, I always wondered what, like, if Hendrix stuck around until now and he made it, like, would his career hold up, you know? Because he was such a beast back in the day, right? But, like, there's a lot of musicians back in the, like, Rolling Stones, I think they should have quit a long time ago. You know, it's like, you know, it's like you had such a great thing, but that longevity is so hard to keep. Paul Simon was fantastic at it. He was, every album he releases, absolutely incredible. So, I would be worried about, I'm like, Jimmy, can he hold it up? You know, if he was still around, if he was still releasing albums, you know. B.B. King did it, and he was fantastic.
But right? Jimi Hendrix, unlike a lot of these rock stars that kind of maintained their fame, Jimi Hendrix was actually very, very intelligent. Like, he was highly intelligent. Miles Davis was also very intelligent. His father was a doctor. You know, I mean, he went to a great school, highly educated. Yeah. Actually, one thing that Miles Davis was kind of like shocked about when he started hanging out with rock and roll guys and stuff, jazz guys, he's like, man, I don't get it. These guys are famous, they got records, and none of them could read music. Because rock and roll guys could never read music, you know? But I mean, Miles Davis, I mean, he wrote music, you know?
Joni Mitchell was like that. It's like Jaco Pastorius, the famous bass player, right?
I'm gonna say yes.
Flight of the Bumblebee. He did like Flight of the Bumblebee. He did like Chicken Strut. Was it Chicken? No, that's. I'm thinking Sissy Strut by the Meters. But anyways, Jaco Pastorius, famous bass player, played with Joni Mitchell, and Jack was like, "All right, what key are we playing in?" And she's like, "I don't fucking know what key I'm playing."
It's like here.
It's like here. Yeah, like I just tuned it to what sounded great to me, and it threw him off, and it was the biggest lesson of his life.
Same thing,
because it was like it's not about this or that. It's about just truly listening to like a beauty that only your ears can pick up. Wow. I thought that was awesome. And I thought that was such a cool quote. So I've always had respect for Joni Mitchell in that sense.
Wow. Yeah, Miles Davis, his perspective is completely different. He's like, what's going on with these guys? How come they can't read music?
Yeah. Exactly.
Such a good book. Oh my God. Hey, all right. So you used to be a DJ, like with records, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, all right. When we go to a club, or when anybody goes to a club and you hear a DJ and they just play one track after another track after another track, and it's seamless. Do you know where that came from?
No. Grandmaster Flash.
Miles Davis.
Because
Miles Davis used to play, just like all great jazz musicians back in the day in like North Harlem, they would play one track and then they would talk after the track. They're like, ladies and gentlemen, is everybody having a good time? And that's Miles Davis. His voice is very husky. That's why I'm doing that. He's like, is everybody having a good time? We've got ABC on this, the bass. We've got on the piano, blah, 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 blah. All right. And our next track is blah, blah, blah. And then they'll play it and then they'll stop afterwards and they're like, all right. So is everybody tipping the waitress? They would talk in between the songs. Kind of like what they do in a lot of live houses here in Japan.
Yeah.
Now the thing
too much in Japan.
They do sometimes. But Miles Davis, when he got more seasoned in his career, he's like, man, my voice hurts. I don't even want to talk to these people. We're just going to play one song after another and after another and after another. And if these motherfuckers don't like it, they can leave. And then he said that in his book. So he started playing all his music together, one track to another track to another track to another track to another track, seamlessly. And if you listen to Bitches Brew or On the Corner, the whole album is like that. So if you're listening to Bitches Brew, you're like, man, this is one long song. And then if you look at the record or if you look at the CD or whatever, it's like track number 8. You're like, oh.
There was a good
but that's where that came from. The DJs are just like, yeah, Miles is right. Let's just play all the music seamlessly. And that disco guy stole that from him.
Which disco guy? Do you know?
The disco guy, the discos guy. In the 70s.
You can find the link down here.
All right. What's a good name from the 70s? Disco Craig. Disco Carl.
Stu.
Disco Stu. There you go. Disco Simpsons. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no. There were these two bands in the jam band scene in Canada called Jimmy Swift Band and Grand Theft Bus. And they were awesome. They were really, really great. They would always tour together. And they would do seamless sets where it would be like Jimmy Swift Band would play 2 tracks. They wouldn't stop. And then Grand Theft Bus would come on stage, join them, and then Jimmy Swift Band would slowly go off. And then Grand Theft Bus would start. And it would just be a 3-hour show.
Wow.
Like and that was incredible. That was an incredible time of music. That was like early 2000s or something like that.
That was a good time of music in general.
Totally.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so faders. All right, well, you know what to do. You know where to go to get this album, because when I drop this, I'm going to drop this probably in a couple of days. So
awesome.
Your tracks will definitely be out like soon after that. So faders, go into the links, click on them, reserve. Can they reserve albums or?
Yeah, next week it's going to be the Continuum single is going to come out, but the album is going to come out next year actually. So this is the.
Tell me about the show. You got a play right here.
So this is my EP release party, and I rented out a theater for it.
Nice.
And I'm going big, doing with all my really good friends.
January 14th, perfect.
January 14th, it's going to be my biggest show of ever, and then I'm really excited to share this with everyone. But next week is going to be Continuum, the single Continuum, and pre-orders for the vinyl, which is it's a clear disc. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna bring it to your beautiful event coming up.
You can sell them there if you want.
All right, I'll bring them on out. I've
got a merch table.
Amazing.
Yeah, Tokyo Art Tank. Yeah, that's gonna be incredible. So when you come, yeah, it's gonna be. Oh, we got 27 artists, so many tables.
He does it right because it's all about community and bringing people together, working together, family, and that's the key to everything. And then just trying and just motivating each other. So
yeah, just
I think
do
that's
it.
Fantastic.
Just like Nike, just do it. And if you fail, you learn something.
Disco Stew does that too.
Disco Stew. I think Disco Stew ripped off Miles Davis. I'm kind of pissed off. All right, faders, we're going to take a little break, enjoy our sponsors, and when we come back, we do have the news. All right, we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. Whoa! Look at all this. Hey, what's up? I'm Johnny, aka the Spilled Ink, the one and only, and today I'm going to make a popsicle painting. I'm really excited to do this. I've got all my paints here. It takes about this much paint to make a popsicle painting, and I've got my two other most important ingredients. Very strong hot coffee. Oh, actually, that's not that hot, but still, it's strong coffee. And I've got punk rock music. With these two things, nothing could go wrong. All right, with that said, let's rock.
Tokyo nights, neon lights, lost in the city, another life. Drinking sake, feeling right. Got faded in japing, what a sight.